at me in this way. And it's because this is the land of my people. This is the land of my family. My relatives live right down the 15 between here and Provo, between here and Orem, between here and American Fork. And so many of these relatives I have not heard from for decades. And I do miss them. And I miss their words. I miss my family. See, I grew up in the military. And growing up in the military, I was stationed out in Texas.
I got my face right.
So I was in San Antonio, Texas. I was on an Army base, and I knew, yes, for military. Who gave a cheer for that? And growing up in Texas, I was made to feel incredibly different. And I knew I was different. And I was made to feel that different was not good. And different was something that had to be hidden away. And I learned the best thing I could do about being different and feeling different was to shrink and to hide and to not excel and to lie about who I was. And I'm not talking about being gay. I'm talking about being a Mormon.
I love Mormons.
There have never been two more peculiar groups in this country than the gays and the Mormons. Of all the groups, the Mormons should understand our plight of being different, of being unusual, of being peculiar, and we might even understand theirs. But we don't. There is a divide. There has been a divide for so many years, a historic divide, a geographic divide, as we have both started to feel safe in our own ghettos, in our own states, California versus Utah, New York City and San Francisco versus Salt Lake City. And it seems we don't know each other. We don't understand each other. And then all of a sudden, 3 years ago, there was this thing that shone a light on this divide called Proposition 8 out in California. And Proposition 8 made it clear we don't understand each other, as Mormons went after us, saying that we somehow threatened their families, and we somehow threatened their children. And guess what? Based on those lies and myths and distortions, they won and broke our hearts. And since then, I've had to hear my gay and lesbian brothers and sisters lash out against the Mormons and say they're trying to kill our families. They're robbing our children of their self-esteem and driving them to suicide. And what I say to that is, it is clear than ever that our two communities do not know each other. And so this is what happens. I get these phone calls from this guy named Troy Williams and Valerie over at the Pride Center, and they say, hey, will you come out to Salt Lake City again? And will you talk? Will you be in the Pride Festival? Will you help raise money for our causes right here? And I tell my friends back in LA and in New York, I say, I'm going to Salt Lake City again. And they say, why? And my first response is, have you seen the boys? That's right. And I'm sure the lesbians are just as cute. And the transgender and bisexual communities here. But beyond that, I say to them, if you have to ask me that question, you don't know your own history. There was a time when it was gay people versus the Catholic Church, when it was gay people versus City Hall, when it was gay people versus the cops, and that was in a city called San Francisco. And we didn't run. We didn't abandon San Francisco. We stayed in San Francisco and we fought. We stayed in San Francisco and we built bridges where there were none, and we shared our stories and we dispelled the myths and lies and stereotypes about our people, about our families, and we found equality. So I'm here to say that the front in the fight for gay and lesbian equality is now here in Salt Lake City, Utah. What you do here, the work you do here to define equality, to build bridges, to have conversations, inspires the rest of this nation. The nation's eye is on you, Salt Lake City. So, all good and well, all these words. When I called up Valerie and I called up Troy, I said, what can we really do? You know, talking is great, but what can we do? Can we get active, straight, LDS folks to march with us in our Pride Parade? And it seemed like a dream until I heard a woman named Erica Munson. And I hope she's here somewhere. And she has a group that she's built called Mormons Building Bridges. And these are active LDS and Mormon folks who believe we can no longer discriminate against people here in Salt Lake City and beyond. So tomorrow, oh, there's Erica here. Erica, please stand up. Please stand up. Erica, you are my hero, and you're going to bring me to tears up here. And that's what we have to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, hundreds of straight allies from the LDS community will be marching with us. And when they march by, I want to hear the loudest cheers out of this crowd. And I want you to go and meet them and share your story and listen to their story. And then pass the story of this day along, because we have to send a message tomorrow. We're sending a message to all the gay and lesbian people today growing up in Mormon households, saying there is hope for tomorrow. You can be a member of your family. You can be a member of your church and still love yourself for who you are. We're sending a message to LDS parents everywhere that it's okay for them to come out. To come out as supporters of their gay and lesbian children and brothers and sisters. That it is no longer okay. We have found a common ground with the Mormon Church after these 3 years. We both agree, not on everything yet, but we all agree that it is not okay that this children in this state are 9 times more likely to take their lives than children in other states. That is not okay. It's not okay to bully and harass LGBT young people until they feel the only solution is to take their own life. That is not okay, and we agree. It is not okay. It is not okay to take away from these young LGBT children the things we've taught them in their entire life is the most important thing they have, family. We can no longer take away their family and kick them out of their homes. So tomorrow, we will have started to build a bridge with this very unlikely ally. And we will have started these conversations. And it is up to you to continue to reach out to these unexpected allies, to people in the Mormon Church and beyond, and tell your stories, to dispel the myths and the lies and the stereotypes, so that by Pride 2013, and by Pride 2014, you and you and you and you will have your family with you, and your family with you, from Orrin to Ogden to American Fork to Provo. Your families will drive up here to Utah to stand with you and hold your hand as you march in this parade. Envision that day. Know that that day is true. Know that this Pride Festival can become the destination for reconciliation and forgiveness and for family and for family and for family. Thank you very much, Utah.